So we've got Mark, the electric dream machine stall at the 2022 Geelong Revival. Wet but beautiful spot next to Savic motorbikes. They're electric bike, and we've got our Dodge and we've got Mark's MG, which is a beautiful machine. So we're just going to go and have a little tour of the vehicle maybe and give you an update. There's been some pretty cute things done to it. So where do you want to start talking to us about?
Yeah, we can look in the front.
Like where did the vehicle come from? What was the?
Yeah, so I've owned the MG since new. So it's a 1999 MG F. Over that time, it was a fun little car, but lots of mechanical problems over the years too. So head gasket issues and overheating issues. And when it eventually died, I was faced with either sending it to the scrapyard, getting another second-hand motor, which I didn't like the idea of, or I had a crazy idea. Maybe I could convert it to electric. I found a couple of you guys, a local club here, which were converting electric cars. He gave me some good pointers, and we started the journey from there. And it was just, this actually is more of a prototype. It did take like 2.5 years to get this one up and running. Only in spare time and when we were all available. But it's come up great and it performs really well.
And it was a rear engine vehicle.
Yeah.
Let's pop. Okay, so this is the motor inverter in there. Top.
Yeah.
Oh, we can see the motor down there.
Can see the motor all the way down there.
Little Siemens motor.
Yeah.
In fact, it's one of these motors. We'll just quickly go over. So this is the Siemens motor that's in the MG. Beautiful motor. 3-phase AC, quite grunty, tricky shafts to deal with. But
yeah.
Okay, and so that's mated to the original MG gearbox, or is it
original? Yeah, so original MG gearbox, 5-speed. And then it was really literally working out how to cram batteries into it, which most of them live behind the back seats here, and then just some in the front as well.
Okay, let's.
So this is where the spare tyre used to live.
Spare tyre.
No spare tyre now.
Yeah, and these are Nissan Leaf battery cells.
Yeah.
All right. Yep.
Salvaged from smashed Nissan Leaf in Japan, and imported. Yeah.
So what's it like to drive? You've owned it since new, so you know what it's like.
I think it performs it performs heaps better. Yeah, it's really fun to drive. I think having a little bit more weight down the front too, it feels like it's on rails. Cool thing is you can just drive it now. It's sort of like I've got the best of two worlds. It's like a manual and auto sort of thing. So around town I just leave it in third, just drive it. Don't have to use the clutch, but if you want a bit of fun, you can change gears, and it's definitely responsive then.
And what about charging? So
charging's down the back. So I didn't want to cut into the original cell here. I didn't want to do body work that cut into that. So I found this spot behind the number plate. So on there.
Yep, nice.
And that's just a J1772, which is a Type 1, but I've got a conversion cable that changes it to Type 2.
Okay, so you can charge at any public charging.
Public charging. Yep.
Fabulous. Awesome. Thanks for the tour.
No problem.
Okay, we're at the Geelong Revival 2022 event, and with Marten for an electric dream machine, and the 1950 Australian assembled Dodge machine. So tell us about this. Tell us about this electric dream machine, mate.
Yeah, well, it's, as Doug has been saying, it's the 1950 Dodge Kingsway. It's been in storage in our shed for probably, we worked about 30 years now. We bought it in the early 80s, or Dad bought it. And it hasn't had anything done to it in all of that time. It's been sitting in a shed. And just recently decided that maybe it would be a good project to convert to electric with the EDM firing up now. So we've just been slowly working our way around it. We're getting ready, working out what we were going to do first. We've now pulled the engine out of it.
Pulled the engine out. We popped the bonnet and have a look.
Yeah.
Just loving this ramp sleeve. How's that? Stylish.
There's a bit of a story with that too, because that was missing. It was missing when the vehicle was bought, and it was a few years later the dad found it bolted to an old truck. So sadly it's a little damaged, but we'll restore it back to its original again.
So what did this have in it?
So this had a Chrysler motor. It was a side valve 6-cylinder engine. It was 97 horsepower. Lots of oil leaks.
Okay, so we've got so this is where
that's where the gearbox. Yep. So bell housing mounts on that cross put. Watch your noggin. Yep. The bell housing mounts on the cross member there, which is also your rear engine gearbox mounts.
Yep.
And then the front of the engine hangs right at the front up here on the 2 points here. So it's quite a long distance between the front and the rear. Yeah. Which is going to be a bit challenging with the conversion, but we'll have to design
plenty of space in there. That's massive.
Yeah.
That's so cool. All right, so let's go and have a look at what's going into it.
Yeah, sure. Let's have a look at that. So there you can see the Dodge's 3-speed manual gearbox. See the flywheel, bell housing all mounted there, clutch assemblies all hidden inside of here.
Okay, so this is where the pilot bearing into the crankshaft was.
Yep,
Right.
exactly. So that there mounts directly onto the face of the engine,
Yep.
which is now this.
Yes.
And Doug, you can tell us all the details on that one.
So this is a Siemens AC motor, which has significantly more than 90-something kilowatts. So it's
Horsepower.
part of the trick is going to be matching the torque. Moderating the torque from this motor so that it doesn't destroy this gearbox. So we do that with throttle profiling and some limiting in the. These were originally for Ford Transit vans, and we've got half a dozen or so of these, and using them for conversions because they're so nice. So it's the same motor that's in the MG, and in that size vehicle, it's an amazing car to drive. The Dodge is a little bit heavier, it's the same, slightly different aerodynamic profile, you would imagine, but we're expecting that it'll give better performance than the original. That's the goal.
Yeah. It's probably double the horsepower. Yep. Torque's a lot different, of course, but we can work with that.
Yeah,
it'll work quite well.
Yeah, fabulous.
But I think the Dodge is also going to lend itself quite well to an EV conversion because of the amount of space. We can probably have a look at the boot as well. And
let's do that. It's just a beautiful classic. Boot space.
We have a lot of boot space. We have a lot of boot space.
Alright, so we can.
And we also have
some batteries.
where those 2 straps are. Straight underneath is our fuel tank.
Right.
So we could actually build a battery box underneath.
Suspended underneath.
We could suspend underneath, but that will work out nice.
And it's in actually amazingly good condition for a 1950 car.
Yep. There's only a couple of little holes in the classic places where they leak, which is at the bottom of the doors. I haven't found much else. It's pretty clean for what it is.
Yeah. Very nice. Quick peek inside. Get an idea of the.
Really nice.
The classic dash. They're actually aiming to, rather than turning into some sort of, 21st century digital thing, we'd be looking to keep all this instrumentation, but actually have some electronics behind it to drive it. So you get all the full EV instrumentation you need, but still maintaining that classic look. So, yeah, beauty.
Cool.
Noel, thanks for the tour.
No worries. Thanks for listening.
So salty, I'll still think about it.